Hello, everybody. And I'd like to share with you a message that I received from on high in my most recent travels. So the picture behind me is a picture I took just a few days ago. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. It's so peaceful and so spiritual and so uplifting. You literally can feel the mountains, the peaks and the valleys as if in a dance singing before God. You can feel the harmony. You can hear and feel the upliftedness from this beautiful, beautiful scenery. So while I was standing in the airport, you know how today everybody is looking at social media and scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever else it is, the people are just mindlessly scrolling through. And a part of that experience is comparing oneself with what they're looking at. This guy is skinny, this guy's fat, this guy's wearing better clothes, has nicer jewelry, going on better vacations, driving better cars. It's like human nature to want to compare ourselves all the time to what we're looking at. To somehow, I don't want to use the word judge ourselves, but in some kind of a way, we gauge ourselves against other people. And if you're not conscientious of what you're doing, it can be very harmful, that experience and that exercise. And that's what's bringing, I believe, a lot of unhappiness to people because of that very inaccurate and very deceitful comparison that people do on a regular basis against these fake and these very, very deceptive kind of presentations that you see and that is presented on social media. People are taking their best moment and uploading it, or they're faking the moment. Even worse, if it was their actual best moment, it would be, as we say in Yiddish, a halbetzara. It would be not so bad. But many times, it's not even a true and accurate representation of the person and the experience they're going through. It's purely and completely just made up for the moment. And as a result, a lot of people, they think to themselves, so what's up with my life? Why am I not so happy? Why am I not making that much money? Why and why and why? And whys that are open-ended are never going to lead to good results because they're open-ended. They're not even leading to any particular destination. So you need to be conscientious when you're looking through this social media and be aware of what you're looking at and what perhaps is the actual reality and truth of the matter. And so, on that note, I was standing in the airport and waiting for my own piece of luggage, and all the pieces of luggage are rolling around the carousel. And of course, everybody's looking for their own piece of luggage. And as I'm looking through all the different pieces of luggage, I notice some are better, more expensive. Some are all ripped up. Some are just tied up with tape all around it, and you can see the different levels and the different degrees of call it wealth or poverty, or the different levels that are in society financially. But in the end, um, the only the only thing I saw, 100% of the people, they were looking for something very specific, and they were looking for their own piece of luggage. You didn't see people looking to pull off the carousel something that wasn't theirs. And that makes a lot of good sense, because what good would it be for them to take somebody else's luggage off the carousel? It wouldn't have their own underwear, it wouldn't have their own whatever fits their own life, and it wouldn't match maybe the goals and the purpose they have in having come to this place. And so I was thinking to myself, this is like a big lesson in life. This is like an important message in life. And that is, when we're walking out in the street and we see all these other different, whatever you want to call it, roaming around on the street, whether it's people, cars, situations, stories, or whatever else it is, sometimes we look, we glance at it, but it would be very wrong and it would be very unhelpful to look at those objects or to look at those people or to look at whatever it is in such a way as being jealous or wishing that it would be yours. Because when it comes down to it, the only piece of luggage that has in it the underwear that's going to fit you, and the clothing that's going to fit you, and all the other accessories that are in that piece of luggage that is exactly what you need. You pick up somebody else's piece of luggage, the clothing won't fit. Whatever else is in there may not suit what you are prepared to be doing on that particular trip. And so it's healthy and it's proper that when you're standing around the carousel of life, that you stay focused only on your own piece of luggage, and you don't waste time or energy on somebody else's piece of luggage, even if it looks pretty fancy on the outside. Some people had nicer pieces of luggage, more expensive designers pieces of luggage than maybe your own piece of luggage. But if you were to pull that off, it's not yours. It's not matched to your life. It's not matched to the trip that you have in mind to take. And so it would be foolish to be wishing or to be wasting energy on thinking about somebody else's piece of luggage. When it comes down to it, what's going to give you your best time, where you're going to, is the piece of luggage that you prepared and that is designed and that is tailored just for you. And so the same thing is also in life. I think that's very, very powerful, and that we need to be aware of, and we need to be very conscientious of it. And that is, again, what our sages tell us: a zehu ashir hasamech bechelkoi. Who is the real wealthy individual? And wealthy has a lot of definitions to it. Wealthy only in the financial terms is not wealth at all in the grand scheme of things. In the grand scheme of things, if you just had a lot of money, the other day, a good friend of mine said, he says to me, Shlomo, he says, if you had $12 million sitting in your account, wouldn't most of your problems, dissolve, and you wouldn't have them anymore? And the stress, anxiety, whatever it is that you have in your life, it wouldn't be there anymore. I said to him, absolutely not. I don't necessarily wish and pray for $12 million in my account, because I know a lot of very wealthy people who have their own set of problems, whether it's health, whether it's relationship, whether it's children, whether it's business. Every package comes along with its own limitations and its own weight and its own worries. And so I'm not dreaming for $12 million in my account and wishing or imagining that it would take away all my problems that I have in life. I am happy with the situation I'm in right now, and I ask God to give me the wisdom and the strength to be able to see the good that God has in mind for me in these circumstances that He puts before me. And this is a very healthy attitude to take in life. This is the proper attitude to take in life. And this is what our sages tell us, that to have real wealth and to have real happiness is to find acceptance in your present situation, to understand and to truly believe that God, who is the source of kindness and who is the source of wisdom, that's an incredible combination. He is not only kind, but he's also wise, because you can be kind and give a lot of things to your children, but it's going to be counterproductive. It's not going to be good. You can be wise, but not have the ability to come through. God is not only infinitely kind, God is also infinitely wise. And since He is the source of all creation, everything that we have in our lives, coming from an infinitely kind and infinitely wise source, everything that is in my life, I accept with open arms and in happiness and in goodness, knowing that this is precisely my piece of luggage. This is what matches me best, and this is what's going to take me through my own trip, my own journey in life, in the most productive and in the most meaningful way. All the very best. See you next time.